Coach, when you're ready, you can give us an open statement. I know you can look at the box score real quick.
Yeah, sure. I'll just start. Great college baseball game, right? Evenly matched. They just did a little bit more of the little things than we did. Really proud of Evan Blanco. I thought he pitched a terrific ball game. Cook had a great approach against him there to drive in their second run with 2 outs, and just really proud of Evan. You can see why we started him in the opener. He had a fantastic day and was ready to pitch and manage some situations and gave us an opportunity to win. Certainly North Carolina's pitching is good. They went to 2 of their best relievers for sure, and we didn't make enough of an adjustment. I think we left 10 runners on base and just couldn't capitalize. Runners on second and third, no outs, and only got 1 run to show for it on Griffo Farrell's, fly ball to center field. Just couldn't get anything going to have a multiple run inning. I thought Henry Ford really squared up some balls. Certainly the wind blowing in played a factor in today's ball game for both teams, not just for us. But, we're disappointed. We're frustrated because, we just don't believe that we played our a very good baseball game today. Not to take anything away from North Carolina. They pitched very, very well. What I'm speaking of is just some little things, some missed signs. We're really good with dirt ball reads at first base, and we missed 3 opportunities in the game today to get a runner to second base, and those are the things we've done great all year long, and they just didn't show up today, and that's on me as the leader, right? My responsibility is to make sure that they're prepared for the fine details. I spoke about it in the opening press conference. At this time of the year, it's the margins. Your margin for error is so small, and you got to be on top of everything to win in Omaha. And we weren't today, but to North Carolina's credit, they were enough and won the ball game.
Thank you. At this time, we'll open questions for the student athletes. Jim, go ahead.
Jeff White, VirginiaSports.com. Griff, you were in this situation last year. What will be the key to extending the season past Sunday this time?
Not letting the moment get too big, not looking games ahead, I think is the biggest thing. The only thing that we can control is winning the next game. So just taking it one at a time. Like Coach said, we need to do the small details that got us here in the first place. And if we can control what we can control, take it one game at a time, then we're going to have a shot to get back in it.
We'll go question here to the far left, then up here front.
Yeah, Evan, how did you feel like you settled in after that first inning, and what kind of kept you going all the way into the 7th again?
Yeah, I felt like I settled in well. Even like the first 2 or 3 innings, I didn't feel like I had my best stuff, and then I finally hit a groove, and then kind of lost it a little bit in the back half of the game. But overall, I'm happy with how I did. We played great defense the majority of the game, the whole game actually. So it was definitely collective effort for my performance.
Mark Garland, College Baseball Central. Evan and Griff, tough one out there, really good baseball game. How do you guys bounce back in the locker room with the mental aspect of getting ready for that next game now?
I'll take it.
You got it. Kind of like just what I was talking about before, when you get down 0-1 in a tournament like this, it's pretty easy to look down the road, look at games that you have no control over, So I think the main thing, we're not going to go in there and try and, hype everyone back up. Everyone's very excited to be here. We're going to be super focused, but just kind of locking back in on the small things that we can control, and that's kind of what we let get away today.
Yeah, Preston Willett, Sabre.com. Evan, in that 7th inning, the at-bat against Cook, just kind of what were you seeing in that at-bat? And just that was your last one before you left the game.
Yeah, I mean, credit to him. 2 doubles on the day against me. He put a great swing on a poorly executed pitch. I definitely could have gotten it a little bit lower. But, yeah, credit goes to him.
Evan, Matt Towney from World Baseball Network. What is just the chemistry for you and Jacob this season, and how do you just feel about what lies ahead until Sunday to play 27 in?
Yeah, I mean, me and him have developed a great relationship throughout this whole year. Obviously, at the beginning of the season, Ethan Anderson was catching me for the majority of it, but as the season has gone on, me and Jacob have gotten much more comfortable and even close on and off the field.
Yeah, Griff, what made Pence tough today for you guys late in the game?
He's got a really good high spin fastball, and kind of like Coach mentioned, we didn't make an adjustment based off of the field. Especially today, if you hit the ball in the air, it was an out, and we didn't make an adjustment. We knew that after the first couple innings, and we kept hitting the ball in the air, even if it was barreled, it just wasn't going anywhere, and that was just not a quick enough adjustment from us.
Any other questions for the players? If not, gentlemen, you can be excused.
Yeah, why don't you guys, you have to go.
Yeah.
Right? You're welcome to stay or you can go. It's up to you.
Okay, we'll start questions for Coach. The first one right here.
Yeah, Coach Preston Willard, Saber.com. Just the decision there for Hungate to pitch to Honeycutt there at the end.
Yeah, it was the right matchup. I tell you, Cook, I think is their best hitter in the lineup, right? So it wasn't an option for us to walk Honeycutt. Honeycutt's a great player. He's got a lot of home runs but I felt like we had handled him really good all day, and the guy on deck had a terrific day. Actually, when they played in Charlottesville, I actually intentionally walked Cook because I have so much respect for him as a hitter. I just think he's got a really good balanced approach and hits the ball to all fields, and so when Hungate was able to get the 9-hole out to pop up. There was no decision for me who to go to. Honeycutt's a fantastic player, one of the great players in this country, but that was the best matchup, was to try to get him to hit a ball on the ground, and unfortunately Hungate fell behind in the count and hung a slider there a little bit too much, and Honeycutt did a really nice job with it.
Right here. Over there.
Brian, your offense was so prolific during the regular season. The numbers have dipped in postseason. Is that mainly a product of just facing better pitching, or
Yeah. I think
are your hitters not doing some of the things?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. One, the pitching this time of the year is so good, right? I mean, everybody is, whether it's regional, super regional, or Omaha, the teams are there because they have really good pitching. The teams that don't have good pitching, they're at home, right? And so naturally, this time of the year, the runs are going to be harder to come by, for sure. I mean, we knew that happened to us last year here in Omaha. They weren't real high-scoring games, and most of the times here in Omaha, they are low-scoring games, and there's a combination of things. That said, I just don't think that our approach in some situations early on in the game, we took too many fastballs off DeCaro, and we're better than that. That's an identity of our offense, and like I said, the dirt ball reads, things like that we need to be better at, and we've been great all year. So, but mainly it's the pitching. Hey, listen, North Carolina's got a great offense too. They got one of the top offenses in the country as well, and it was a low-scoring game. So I think everybody, pretty much feels that way. We just couldn't, they walked a fair amount of our guys or hit us. We got a lot of free 90s. We just couldn't get enough big clutch hits with guys in scoring position. And that, again, that's a credit to their level of pitching.
Yeah, Brian, after Evan got Honeycutt out in the 7th inning, were you thinking the left-on-left matchup against Cook was the right one, and Evan had earned right to try to get out of this?
Yeah, 100%. There's no way I was going to take Evan Blanco out of the game to face Cook. I know he had 2 hits off of him, but Evan Blanco's our guy, right? And he had earned that opportunity, and a great hitter in Cook. He put a good swing on the ball. Evan, I'd have to go back and watch the pitch. I'm not sure if he executed it or not, but that's here nor there. It was absolutely the right matchup, and our plan, no matter what happened, was to go to Hungate, the next batter.
Okay, we'll go in front. We'll go back to the last questions.
Monty Taylor, College Baseball Central. Harrison Didewick comes out of the game. Is he injured or at all? I know he's thrown kind of like that a little bit all year. Is there anything wrong with him or his arm?
No, there's not. I'll certainly see what's going on with him. But that was just a defense's decision on my part. We just can't. Again, there's that throw puts another guy in scoring position. It didn't end out costing us the game because we managed it. But he's better than that, and he knows that. And so, it was a situation that I needed to do as the visiting team. You all know that I did the same thing up in Boston this year as well as the visiting team. The home team's a little bit different, and it's just one of those situations that we needed to make that move.
Last 2 questions we have here and back there.
Matt Talry from World Baseball Network. Coach, how do you just feel about going into Sunday left with the amount of depth you have in your bullpen now and playing North Carolina back in April, taking them 2 out of 3? What is just the sequence of what you saw in April till today?
I don't think what I saw in April has much to do with today because we both played a lot of ball games. That weekend series in Charlottesville was very much a high-scoring series. There was a lot of offense in the entire series, and we were fortunate to be really offensive that weekend. And we had a great game against DeCaro and didn't today. And he battled, right. Pence is outstanding at the end of the game, but in my opinion, DeCaro won that game. And now I know he only went 4 innings, but for him to manage some of those situations where he was walking us or hitting us and not allow a big hit to break it open was huge. We just couldn't get a crooked number. I'm sorry, what was the first question you asked?
Just about pretty much you answered.
Oh, the pitching, yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, we only use 2 guys this time of the year. This in today's ball game, this in Omaha, it's so different because you don't play tomorrow, right? And guys get a chance to get rejuvenated and things like that. It's going to be important. Whoever we play on Sunday, it's going to be important that we get off to a good start. But again, it's us getting locked into what we do and be more opportunistic, right? We were not opportunistic today. We had a lot of opportunities with multiple runners in scoring position and just couldn't get a big hit. A lot of them were fly balls that would have been fly balls on any day, right? Other than a couple that Henry Ford hit, I thought he squared him up. I thought he drove the baseball, and it just died and didn't reward him. But on a day like today, like Griff said, you have to make an adjustment as an offensive ball club, and it's got to be more line drives. And anything in the air just isn't gonna. You're not gonna hit it over anybody's head, and we just didn't make that adjustment. And we need to work on that tomorrow at practice and make that adjustment and be ready to go on Sunday.
Okay, one quick last question right here.
Hey, Coach. Xander T-Lock, Cavalier Daily. You guys played a really strong baseball game today, but like you said, sometimes little things don't go your way. What's the message to your guys going forward on the brink of elimination?
Be better. Be better. Period. End of story. Unacceptable. That's not Virginia baseball. Again, not going to take anything away from North Carolina. They got a great club, and they got the big hits, and they pitched really great, okay? But what I'm talking about is the small details. Every coach sits up here and talks about it this time of the year. They did it, and we didn't, okay? So period, end of story. We have to be better. And if we're better, then we'll have an opportunity to win and potentially move forward. You know, we've our last 3 ball games here in Omaha last year and this year, and every year is different. We've lost by 1 run, and they've been very low-scoring games. So the message is be better. And I know what these kids are made of. They've bounced back all year long, and I know that they'll be better on Sunday.